Today, I've got 7.5 incredibly important things about progression that I need to teach you, because progression is ultimately what's responsible for you getting results. Build muscle, lose weight, whatever you're looking to do, it's the progression that gets you the result that you're after. And that's point number 1, because it doesn't come from a plan for having a special routine or a special diet. Like people will say, what's the diet for weight loss? What's the best routine for building muscle? Can you give me a routine for that? No, it's not about the routine. It's not about your diet or your program. It's about the progression of the diet, of the routine and the plan. So you can have the best plan or diet in the world on paper, but if it doesn't progress, you're never going to get anything out of it. You're never going to get much for results. If you adopt a new plan and you get something out of it, it's because something in that new plan was progressive compared to what you were doing beforehand. There's nothing magical about a certain routine or diet or anything like that. It's the progression that gets you the results. But if you get stuck in a plan, a certain routine, you're only going to go so far and then say, I'm following this routine, and you're not going to go any further. You're not going to get any better results. It's kind of like asking for directions and then just standing there and wondering why you're not getting anywhere. Don't rely on the plan. Rely on the progression of the plan. Number 2, consistency is the base and foundation of your progression. So even before you have a plan, your first plan is get consistent. Get consistent with your diet, get consistent with your workouts. If things are up and down and all topsy-turvy every week, don't worry about how you're doing anything. Just get consistent. Because with the consistency, you're gonna make a lot more changes, a hell of a lot easier. But without consistency, if you make a change, the change is temporary. So if there's a roll of the dice if you're going to get anything out of it, and if you do get anything out of it, you're only going to have those results for a very short period of time, and you're not going to get very far. Number 3, root causes. People are like, well, then what do I progress? Like, how do I know? Number 1 thing of all time, of course, at the Red Delta Project, we focus on the root cause. Every major goal in fitness has one single reason why it happens. There's only one reason why you lose weight. There's one reason why you build muscle. There's one reason why you get a faster 5K and so forth. That's fulfilling the root cause. Refer to my other videos and podcasts for more information. But you know, root cause is calorie balance for weight loss. It's time under tension for building muscle, so on and so on. So that should be the thing that you're always focusing on doing more of. How much are you fulfilling that root cause? That said, 3A, avoid tunnel vision. Okay, when I say root cause, I say focus on that one thing, but you have to mentally be aware of everything else in your life that influences the root cause. But the opposite I often find is people get this tunnel vision where they focus on just one influence in their life. It's either sugar or carbs or fat, or how much weight they can lift, or how many push-ups they can do, or what their routine is like or whatever. But that's all they think about. The reality is progression usually comes from many different things. Okay, you want to improve your diet? Yes, it's sugar and portion size and fat and protein and vegetables and cooking techniques and meal timing and all these other things. But if your mind is stuck on one little tiny influence, you're blind to all the other areas you can possibly progress in. And you're going to just beat that dead horse to death saying like, I'm just getting sugar out of my diet, and you're making these small, tiny things that really don't add up very quickly. That said, number 4, the 0.00001% rule. Progression's made by baby steps. Small, little, tiny things that you may not think are all that important right now. One less beer on the weekend. One more rep of push-ups over the course of the week. These are the things that add up to the big results. No one ever lost 50 pounds. No one ever was able to do 100 push-ups. The person who lost 50 pounds lost 1 pound 50 times. The person who was able to do 100 push-ups did 1 push-up, and then they slowly built onto it over time with subsequent workouts. That's, again, why you need consistency. You're never going to make anything big happen, ever. The only way you're ever going to get big results is if you get little tiny progressions that add up over time. So look for the small things, and that's exactly it. Look for it. People say, well, how do I know what the next thing to do? Progression's a funny thing. If you're looking for it, you're gonna find it. If you go into your workout saying, how can I bring more time under tension in my push-ups? How can I bring more time or tension or both in my pull-ups? You'll find the answers and like, okay, I'm gonna move my elbows in a little bit, bigger range of motion, put a little pause on the bottom. You're gonna find these answers. If you ask yourself, how can I make my diet healthier or tilt that calorie balance a little bit? The answers are gonna become apparent to you if you keep looking for them. Number 6, though, one of the best tools in helping you do this is keep a log or record in some way, shape, or form what you're doing. Because when you're forced to record your information, you're forced to think about what you're doing. A lot of times, we're not progressing because it's kind of we're on autopilot and we're not really thinking about what we're doing. We're just getting the job done. But when you're logging and recording your information, it becomes very apparent and you're going to know what you need to do to make things better. Just simply asking yourself, what did I do today and how can I make it a little bit better to further fulfill the root cause of my goal? You're gonna get your answers and you're gonna know exactly what you need to do. And then finally, the last thing is plateaus bring progression. I know it sounds a little funny, but you can't change until you plateau. The reason for it is that homeostasis effect. Your body, your mind changing and progression is oftentimes a stressful thing. Sometimes you need to just kind of lay low and hold your ground where you're at, where you are with your weight or your strength and everything. And what's going to happen is you're going to get used to that position. And the more used to a routine you are, the more used to a diet you are, the more comfortable you get there. And then you can expend energy and bring it to another level. It's counter idea. A lot of people say you don't want to get used to a routine, you don't want to get used to an exercise. It's exactly what you do want to happen. The more used to it and the more comfortable you get to what you're doing, the more you can further push yourself to that next level. So ponder those points. Let me know if you have questions below. Be fit, live free.